Good morning, good afternoon. Thanks for attending the Oracle Integration Customer Success webinar. I'm Jürgen Kress, part of the Oracle Product Management team. In case you missed one of our webcasts, on-demand recordings are available at Oracle Video Hub, including presentation for download. For details, please see our customer newsletter. In today's presentation, Mattia Zordan, Business Unit Manager from Business Reply, will present a customer case where they upgraded eBusiness Suite to Oracle ERP Cloud, utilizing Oracle integration to connect SaaS. Objective of the call is to present best practices and customer success stories. So let's get started. Good morning, Mattia, and thank you for joining.
Good morning, Jürgen. Thank you for having me join.
So you call in from Italy?
Yes, from Italy. We are a company Italy-based.
And you work for Business Reply?
Yes, I work for Business Reply. I have prepared a presentation of the case of one of our customers.
Neil will help us with the questions and answers. So if you have questions, please post them in the Q&A tool anytime. Quick housekeeping, today's session is live and this presentation is being recorded. Please feel free to post your questions via the conference Q&A tool in the Zoom console anytime. At the end of the webcast, we will answer them. Slides and an on-demand webcast will be posted at Oracle Video Hub. We will post announcement and links in the conference chat. Please complete the online survey at the end of the webinar. As we will present some product information, please pay attention to the Safe Harbor statement. For today's agenda, I will kick off the call with a short introduction and announcements, and then hand over to Mattia to present you details about the Siram customer case. Quick integration updates. Oracle is the leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant the 7th time in a row. You can download the Gartner study at bit.ly/Gartner OIC 2024. Oracle integration is part of the free trial program for Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. You can try Oracle integration for up to 30 days. If you use Oracle free trials, please leverage the Oracle documentation. There you can find also hands-on labs as part of live labs. Those labs are available for everybody, customers and partners. If you're looking for a certified partner like Business Reply, who can help you for your implementation, please choose a certified partner. You can find them at Partner Finder, and at Cloud Marketplace, you can find third-party adapters and accelerators. If you have questions, if you want to collaborate, please choose Cloud Customer Connect. There you can start a conversation, you can submit innovations, and you can earn badges. We update you on the product on a quarterly basis. If you missed the last webcast on the June release, it's available on demand, and Neil Kominski and myself gave some details about the latest features of 2404 and 2406. All webcasts are available on demand at Oracle Video Hub, and also today's webcast will be published there, including the presentation for download. We would like to invite you to attend Oracle Cloud World, taking place September 2024 in Las Vegas. As part of the conference, we will also host the Integration Customer Summit. Registration is open and the day will take place on September 9th. For more information, please subscribe to our customer newsletter, which is available at OIC Newsletter. With this short introduction, I would like to hand over to you, Mattia.
Okay, thank you, Jürgen. So today I'm going to present you the business case for Siram Veolia, which is an Italian group that I'll describe. Before starting with the case, I want to present a bit our company. So I work in Business Reply as a business unit manager. Business Reply was founded in 1996. It is part of the Reply Group, and as part of the Reply Group, it is the company strictly related to Oracle application, so SaaS and PaaS offering, and before the cloud, also on-premise offering of Oracle application. It is a company based in Italy, and we work with customers from all the main industries, so manufacturing, financial services, utilities, automotive, transportation, retail, telecom, construction, and so on. Our landscape at the moment is that even if we are an Italian-based company, we are delivering EMEA project and international rollouts in general. And we've been partnered with Oracle for more than 27 years, basically from the foundation of the company. So as I was saying before, our offering is very quickly what you see here. So on the SaaS side, we work with all the ERP components. So we have the finance module, supply chain transportation, warehouse management, human resources, and the 6 components, so marketing, sales, service, loyalty, and content. Then we work also on the PaaS layer, where we work on analytics, data warehouses, Apex extension of standard functionalities, integration, which is the focus of today, data management, IoT, and so on. So this in brief is our work. So Siram Veolia is, as I was saying before, a leader in Italy, is part of the Veolia Group, which is an international group, and is the leader in Italy for efficient management of energy, water, and special wastes for more than 1,000 customers in Italy only. And their mission and purpose is to drive for their customer the ecological transformation through innovative and sustainable solution. Siram operates with customers both in the public and in the private sector, and they basically work with health facilities such as hospitals, public administrations, educational institutions, so both public school and universities and private ones. And they also work in the private sector, so they implement solution and implement projects for industrial sites, residential areas, and the tertiary sector in general. Siram works with more than 3,500 employees, which are spread all over the Italian territory basically. And yes, to summarize what Siram Veolia does, its main mission is to provide high efficiency and eco-friendly energy management solution. So Siram, where does Siram started before moving to the cloud? So Siram has always been a partner of Oracle, and they already had their ERP ecosystem Oracle-based. With the advent of cloud technology, they decided to start a journey to move and migrate all their on-premises data center and systems to the cloud. So since the ERP was one of the main system they had, they also decided to move it together with all the related applications that you see here. So the business suite product was very customized. It was highly integrated with many different applications that you can see there. So basically, the ERP solution covered all the full procure-to-pay cycle, the project and customer contract management, and the invoice-to-cash cycle. So alongside this core of the ERP, Discover and Business Intelligence were also put in place and installed to provide analytics functionalities and data insights in general. And for all these components, they already had an experience with the Oracle integration layer, the on-premise one, which was Oracle Service Bus connected to the SOA suite. So they decided to move all these applications to the cloud with the architecture you can see here. So they started with Oracle long ago. So in 2006, they started with Oracle e-Business Suite R11. Then they moved in 2013 to Oracle R12. And then finally decided also to choose the ERP Cloud from Oracle, because they were used to it, they found it useful, and they were very used to using the functionalities provided by Oracle. And one of the main reasons that also drove this choice was that Oracle provided the only real full cloud solution on the market. So no other solutions were full cloud. So they basically devised the architecture you see here. They wanted to put in place the Oracle ERP Cloud together with the Oracle EPM solution for budget and planning and financial planning, and for the financial consolidation. They wanted it to be integrated through the Oracle Integration Cloud Service. So again, an Oracle integration layer on the cloud. And they also wanted to move their identity management system to Oracle Cloud. So they chose the Oracle Identity Cloud Service. And then together with the SaaS components, they wanted also to have a PaaS ecosystem of extension and custom functionalities, which in their case was based on the Database Cloud Service and the Oracle Java Cloud Service, so WebLogic and WebLogic Java Application Extension, basically. On the IaaS side, they also wanted to move all their on-premises applications, the treasury, payroll, HR, and so on, all the different systems to the Oracle IaaS, in order to guarantee high performances with the application integration between the SaaS and the IaaS. And they also moved their business intelligence to the IaaS. So the main goal of this project, of this transformation, was that they wanted to review what they had in the ERP, and they wanted to use as much as possible the standardized Oracle solution on the SaaS, on a global template shared between all the different companies displaced in Italy, which were 6 legal entities. In the same time, they wanted to reduce the number of customization they had in place on their on-premise ERP, and they wanted to use Oracle Java Cloud Service to extend what they consider the core business application, the core business extension, by integrating them with Oracle Integration Cloud Service. This was also due to the fact that some of the customization were required for local and fiscal regulation that are in place in Italy, which needed to be created on the PaaS layer, because not all the regulations were covered by the SaaS solution from Oracle. So they wanted to move in this direction. They wanted to extend the functionality of the ERP with EPM, and given the complexity of this architecture they had in mind and the high amount of Oracle technologies that were involved, the obvious choice was to integrate them with the Oracle Integration Cloud, because it provided many out-of-the-box connector to interact with the SaaS application, and an easy interaction also with PaaS and IaaS technologies. So this part of the project was really crucial. The integration layer was one of the crucial points discussed during the analysis phase. And in the end, the project was successful. We'll see it later. It was successful. And we managed to find the right compromise between custom extension, integration, and standard functionalities. So as I was saying, since they had in mind to reduce and streamline also the process, their ERP current processes, we adopted the approach, the implementation strategy you see here. So we basically started with a core team training, meaning that we trained the IT in order for them to understand how the SaaS application worked and how could they be integrated and extended with PaaS components and IaaS application. After this initial sharing of knowledge, we started a deep analysis with the core goal of identifying and remove unnecessary or inefficient parts of the current processes, because during the 10 years they had EBS, of course, some of the processes were not optimal and needed to be streamlined. And this identification was made starting from the best practices already available in Oracle applications. And the second point was identifying the minimal set of customization, which for the Siram business had a high added value in terms of revenues and in terms of efficiency. So for this crucial extension, the idea was to build them again in the cloud in a more efficient way and in a more integrated way with the SaaS environment. So at the end of this phase, what happened is that we found out that there were two main areas which needed the customization, and they wanted to maintain the application extension, which were the customer and contract management, which was also related to the billing process. So this was actually the main topic to address on the project, because all the invoicing process started from customer contracts, and it was not possible to miss this custom extension, as it was very complex, because there is a highly dynamic nature of energy costs in their business. And there are also many seasonal related price and contract variations. So it was very crucial that this part of the system worked correctly and was tightly integrated with the customer base, the project base, and the contract base. On the other hand, the other important process was the supplier invoices import. So due to managing a lot of customer and selling a lot of energy, so there was a high volume of billing from suppliers, and all these invoices coming from suppliers need to be pre-processed, validated, and imported automatically in the ERP for payment. So these were the two main areas that were part of the application extension. So the approach after we identified these processes was to have a cycle of design, testing, review that you can see there in the presentation. And this was not only related to end user functionalities, but also to integration logics, because during the development, of course, we tested with end users the application functionalities, but we also tested with the IT the structure and the reliability of all the integration flows that brought data from one system to the other. So this workshop-based approach was very efficient in the end and brought to great results. And yes, after this workshop stages, then there was the final revision, approval, and the go live. So the idea was to have interactive workshop both with users and the IT, so that everyone was more on board on the functionalities available in the system and more on board on the logics behind each application interface and each integration flow. The approach in general was, to summarize, a show and tell approach based on what the system was capable of, and not an ask and do approach, which was more based on requirements to bring from the on-premise application to the cloud application exactly as they were. Just to give you an overview of the entire process, the workshop-based process was mainly focused on reducing the gap list identified during the analysis phase. So, of course, some of the customization that were removed from the scope created gaps. These gaps were discussed during the different workshops. And as we move forward with the customer, this gap list reduced until the final validation and UAT. So going to the Oracle Integration Cloud component, what we did in the end was that we created different integration paradigms for different scenarios to be implemented. So we worked with three main type of integration together with the customer. We had batch integration. These were usually used to import or transfer data from on-premise application or to on-premise applications, so the IaaS components, and usually involved scheduled flows, which could be weekly, monthly, more rarely they were daily. For example, to import the data from the HR application, this was a weekly transfer of all the employee contract changes or company changes inside the group. So these, of course, need to be reflected in ERP to manage the project scheduling of resources. Another example is the payroll application. Payroll information were imported directly from the payroll system to the general ledger of in the ERP, and this was a monthly process. Similar to that is the company cars invoicing process and the energy consumption information, which are tracked directly from a system installed on the plants producing energies. Another example is, for example, the treasury integration with data flows that brought data to receivables, to and from receivables in ERP. So these integrations were peculiar because they had a loose schedule, so they were not they didn't have high frequency. They were usually involved a lot of data. And from the start, they were developed with high monitoring capabilities in mind, because the IT wanted to be sure that these flows could be monitored both from the inside of the integration, so by creating, for example, notification inside the OS integration for the stakeholders, which could be IT or business use, specific business users, and also out of the box monitoring capabilities, which were granted by the control dashboard of the Oracle Integration Cloud. Then we have the second paradigm, which is the real-time integration. So real-time integration, we'll see it later, they were very limited to specific entities and were used mainly to retrieve live data from ERP inside the custom extension application. So for example, for the master contract application, so the invoicing application, the invoicing custom application, the integration were the real-time integration were related to project and task information, to contract statuses and changes information, so that when the user scroll through the application, they could see the fresh data and they would not incur in stale data issues, which were very critical for their business. So these were very crucial integration, because missing any of these real-time information meant that the complex rule upon which the application was based, the price agreements, the seasonal energy cost variation, could have a big impact on the generated invoices, which was not something acceptable by the customer. So just to give you an overview of this real-time integration, the application moved in different stages. So first of all, the users searched for the updated customer base. When they had a list of their customers, they moved to the search of specific contracts retrieved from the ERP. Then when inside the specific contract, they moved, they searched for project and tasks information, which were connected to that contract, so that altogether this information could bring to what the custom application really did, which was the generation of revenue entries and invoicing entries for for generating invoices in receivable. This is something that was used only for the real-time integration were only used basically for these crucial scenarios. For all the other scenarios related to the custom application, so for basically for the flows that will send the data back to the ERP, we chose the third paradigm, which is the near real-time integration. So this type of integration were mostly queue-based. So the custom application, or in some cases also the external system, populated a queue. This queue was then polled by a scheduled interface in Oracle Integration Cloud that retrieved the data, processed the data record by record, and sent it to the SaaS application through the use of standard APIs available in ERP and standard connectors available in the integration layer. So this was very efficient because since most of these flows were related to high volumes of data, because for example, the invoicing process involved hundreds of different contracts with thousands of different invoice lines each month. The queue approach was very efficient because it let user not wait a long time on the application waiting for the SaaS feedback of the migrated data, and also it let the IT troubleshoot issues record by record through the integration layer. So this was generally a very successful approach. So in the end, as a result of all this project effort, the final solution delivered was very efficient, both in user processes implemented and in integration flows implemented. Most of the application extension were seamless experiences for the users because they moved freely from SaaS pages to PaaS pages without noticing the data transfer behind or the change of module. Of course, this was not an easy process overall. It was very complex. It involved a lot of cooperation between us and the IT and the business, and a lot of time was dedicated to the change management topics because users needed to familiarize with the solution before moving to the actual production, which was much different than what they had before in Oracle EBS. So this is also why Siram, as you can see here, decided to split the go live into phases. They first started with a pilot go live of the smallest company of the group, which was Veolia Acqua. This was actually an implementation of only the standard application, so no customization, no integrations for this pilot. Only the standard SaaS environment were implemented, and they had 8 months of pilot for this company, 8 months which were spent to work on the development of the integration layer and on the customization, on the application customization on the PaaS. So after 1 year from the go live of the pilot, they went for a full go live of all the other 5 legal entities. In this case, the full system was available, so all the standard configuration as already created in the pilot, and the custom application and integration. So overall, the project was a success because the good analysis done before the start of the project regarding the processes and the improvement of existing processes, and also the use of Oracle technologies to implement the SaaS and PaaS solution and have them integrated together through the Oracle Integration Cloud brought to a 2 times faster invoice processing, and this was mainly relatable to the master contract module, so the customization I was mentioning before. And overall, a 40% time reduction for gathering, reconciling, and validating financial data, which was partially for the revenue part and invoicing part was generated by custom applications, while for the spend, so the procurement part, they were collected from the supplier, the procurement module. So this was a very success, and also the IT, let's say, by centralizing in OIC all the integration structure and capabilities of the system, the IT was also able to manage and monitor better the integration flows and be more precise when fixing issues in the integration layer, rather than before when they had different customization in place in ERP, divided in different stages. So the failure of a single stage could lead to corruption of data and to consequent failure of the next phases. So it was actually more complex than what has been implemented with the cloud solution. Just one note about the lesson learned. So in general, for a cloud solution, this project taught us that for a cloud solution, a product-driven approach is the key ingredient for success, because basically sticking to standard functionalities provided by the SaaS means that user can follow an easier and more linear training process during when they start to use the system, and the overall architecture together with the integration flows and the OIC implementation is kept simple and very efficient. Of course, in order for this approach to work, there are some other key factors that needs to happen. So first of all, there needs to be a strong sponsorship from the business, because the business, especially when it's used to a custom application tailored for them, is not so eager to accept standard features provided by the SaaS. So a strong sponsorship is required. And then another important lesson learned is that with the workshops approach, a high involvement of users during this workshop is absolutely a key element, both to let them understand what the system is capable of and how the system is integrated and how it can be improved in these functionalities, without creating, of course, tons of customization, which then needs to be synchronized with the SaaS application. One of the, as I was mentioning before, Siram is spread all over Italy. So one of the, let's say, challenges we have faced during the rollout was the training. So of course the workshops were not enough to explain the process and review the integration flows with the IT and the business. And that's why for Siram Veolia, we used a classical learning session approach, so front lessons, together with online demos and documentation, and what they call in Siram corners, where basically some corners of their buildings were dedicated in specific days and hours, in order that end users could come to these corners and find a team of consultants together with the IT referent of their company to answer questions, explain to them functionalities and clarify training points. So this was in the end, it was very effective. Regarding the integrations, the main lesson learned is related to one of the main challenge of the project. We needed to find, together with the IT, a balance between what was a real-time integration and what was a batch or near real-time integration. Because of course, for the end users, everything needed to be real-time because they wanted to work always with the fresh data. With SaaS application, in some cases, this is not feasible because, for example, standard APIs are very atomic and it's difficult to extract sets of data of objects related between each other without invoking multiple endpoints. And also because the real-time processes meant that there was a high load both on the custom application, which needed to invoke different web services behind each page, and also on the SaaS, on the OIC and SaaS layers, because many of these calls need to be processed and, of course, brought to a degradation of the overall performance of the system. So this balance needed to be found, and we found it with the IT, with the ideas I've shared with you during this session. So we limited real-time integration only for core information that were crucial for the invoicing process and nothing more. Everything else was scheduled in near real time, so they could be scheduled each hour, each day, but those were information that were not needed in real time. So one of the best example I can give of this differentiation is that, for example, in master contract, in the custom application, we needed to have always the real-time contract data, because if there was a change of price, if there was an inactivation of a contract or a new line in a contract, then needed to be reflected immediately to the custom application. On the other end, for example, the change of customer base information, such as the payment terms or methods, were not that crucial because they were, of course, changing much less frequently. And in any case, that information was only used later directly in ERP when the invoices were imported. So there was time to align that kind of data. And it was also possible to work behind the scene with the IT to fix the data which needed fixing. So I think that in the end, the trade-off was found. Was very successful. The application, the final rollout was a success, and Siram is still ongoing with the cloud application. After the go live, they implemented new functionalities. They implemented new SaaS modules. And they also extended the application with other customization as they see that there was a maturity in what they have developed and they went live with, and it was time to add some new core features. So thank you for your time, and if there's any question, I'm available to answer them.
Mattia, thank you for your excellent presentation, exciting customer case, and congratulations to your nice project. We have a couple of questions, but let me first summarize it. So if you have further questions, you can go to the Business Reply website and you visit there the Oracle service offerings. For the Oracle integration resources, we would also invite you to visit the integration website. There you can find also the documentation with the live labs. If you would like to try the live labs, you can activate your free trial. And at the integration blocks, you find many best practices and upcoming events. All activities are published in our quarterly customer newsletter, so please subscribe. We have a couple of questions, and first of all, Riyad would like to know if you used any tools to migrate data from EBS to the Fusion application.
Sorry, I was on mute. No, actually, if by tool you mean an external application, no, we didn't use a specific tool. The point is that in EBS, the customer had many customization in place, and data available in EBS was not really exportable and transferable to a standard solution such as the Oracle Cloud. So we needed to extract the data, and we worked a lot with the IT to normalize it and making it meaningful in order to be able to be imported in ERP. And the final import was a manual process based on some it was CSV imports, some were API import, but no specific tool was used.
Okay. When the customer was using a business suite on premises, SOA Suite was used as the integration platform. Are you still using it, or did you replace it completely with Oracle integration?
We replaced it completely because actually in the integration layer, they also moved the SOA. They also build the SOA as a PaaS service. But yes, in the end, the on-premise infrastructure was completely removed.
So you run a hybrid approach. You shifted the Oracle SOA Suite to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and you built the new integrations with Oracle integration.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's very clever. There is a question from Joseph. Which are some of the advantages having integrated technology for the business management? And which challenges did you encounter?
That's a tough question. Well, let's say that for the customer using the integrated technologies of Oracle could let them reduce the demand for different suppliers, because if you use different technologies, you need different suppliers, and that's not easy to manage, and it brings, of course, inefficiency to the overall project. So I think that one of the greatest benefits we encounter is that the integration process was made from standard connectors for the most part, which were already working without any additional work, and everything was managed by a single support portal, which was the Oracle's support portal. So even if we had an issue with SaaS, we had an issue with PaaS, there were of course different teams on the service management side on Oracle, but they were very tightly integrated. They worked together, and they found solutions working together. So I think that this is very beneficial for the project, and then also for the business, because it reduces the time needed for maintenance and fixing of the infrastructure.
Are you using a process tool for like BPMN in Oracle?
No BPML. All the integration flows were based on Oracle Integration Cloud, and no process was involved in that.
So you mentioned that you did a lot of extensions for the SaaS application. Are those built in a Redwood style with VBCS, or?
No, they were actually built in Java Cloud Service, so they were still ADF extension. They actually were developed before Redwood, so they shared the old, let me say, user interface of Oracle application. So it was seamless, but not Redwood style.
So you could shift the on-premise applications from WebLogic to Java Cloud Service?
Yes, because also on-premise they were based on WebLogic, so the shift was was simple. Actually, the complex part was that most of those applications, many of those were removed from the scope, as I said before, and the ones that remained were highly reworked on. So we actually salvaged very few part of those applications.
Mattia, thank you for the wonderful presentation and great Q&A. If you have questions, you can reach out to us. Neil Kominski is our product management director here in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Mattia Zordan is at Business Reply, and I also posted the link to his profile on LinkedIn in the chat. And you can reach out to myself regarding any kind of questions regarding Oracle integration. I would like to highlight the Oracle integration resources for customers and partners. Please make sure that you register for the newsletters and the partner community. There you can receive more information. If you are interested in more information about Oracle integration, feel free to reach out to the product management team. As I mentioned, Neil Kominski in EMEA, Paolo Mota in South America, Ravi Chaplani in the US, Ravi Pinto in India, Steve Tyndall in Australia, and myself for any kind of partner activities. Thank you very much for attending today's webcast. We are looking forward to welcome you again on October 9th, or we hope to see you at Oracle Cloud World in Las Vegas. Mattia and Daniela, thank you very much for the excellent presentation.